The trending topic right about now in football is VAR. It is the most searched topic in Google. It is also the trending on Twitter. And I think as Arsenal fans, we need to talk about VAR. In this video, I want us to focus on the Arsenal Man United game. That is the case study. I want us to focus on the Gabriel Martinelli disallowed goal, the soft touch of Martin Odegaard on Christian Eriksen, and VAR intervening in an incident that was not clear and obvious. But also, I've put together 5 reasons why VAR must be completely scrapped off the Premier League. I think the officiation in the Premier League is slowly, gradually and steadily becoming the worst among the top 5 leagues, at least among the top 3 leagues I'm watching currently, including the La Liga and the Italian Serie A. I've talked about much of this, of the other incidents that happened and transpired on all over the weekend and on other grounds on 90 more. Make sure you watch that video. But in this one, let's dive into VAR and the incident on Eriksen and the disallowed goal for Gabriel Martinelli. In the comment section below, I really want your honest conversations. I really want your honest opinions about VAR as Arsenal fans. First and foremost, let me ask you guys this one. Did you agree with the decision for the goal to be disallowed? I mean, we could be Arsenal fans and we could be deluded, but at times we have different opinions. Most of you could say, Kosi, I thought the goal stands. Or most of you could say, or some of you could say, Kosi, I thought the goal did not deserve to stand. What is your reaction? What was your reaction when Arsenal's goal was actually disallowed for a foul that was committed in front of a referee, and the referee says, carry on, play on. I've seen there is no substantial touch there. Carry on. That is too soft. Eriksen goes to the ground, too soft. Carry on. And then after some time, the referee says, okay, I didn't see much of that. I need to go back to look at the screen. And then he comes back and says, okay, I didn't see that. It's a foul. How did you react to that? And what is your reaction? But also, in the comment section below still, should VAR be completely taken away from football? Because such shambles, if they happen in the World Cup, the best trophy in the world, it's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be a disgrace to football, and it's going to be it just reduces on the quality of the sport. It doesn't make it better. You don't hear these conversations in basketball. You don't hear these conversations in motorsport, in Formula 1. They do have their controversies as well, but not to this magnitude. Not to a magnitude where we feel the best league is in the world is being managed by corrupt officials. The decisions purely look corrupt. Now, I do not have any evidence to say they have been corrupted, but the decisions purely look corrupt. If you've seen those incidents on the other stadiums around the weekend, those decisions purely look corrupted. They look corrupt. So let's review the goal and the disallowed goal and the incident before that. Man United are in possession. Christian Eriksen is given the ball, and here he's not aware that Martin Odegaard is going to come from the back and make a challenge to take away the ball. So Eriksen reacts late to Martin Odegaard's challenge. It's not that Eriksen was aware and he got himself between man and ball. That is not what Eriksen does. What Eriksen does here is he feels the contact of Martin Odegaard. He says, uh-oh, I'm in trouble here. I was not really aware of the space around me. So he goes down, hoping for a foul. And you can see that Man United players there and then, first and foremost, react by trying to stop Arsenal, right? Because they feel it is a simple touch. It is a soft foul. There is nothing to be making crazy about. It is not a flying challenge. When Arsenal go on and score on the other side, that is when all of them, come on, start shouting, jumping up. Okay, it's our player was fouled in the build-up. Now, this is what I don't agree with. Referees must have some degree of autonomy in match officiation. And I'll repeat that. Referees must have some degree of autonomy in match officiation. it should not be always about VAR. These days, and it's one of my points here, that referees no longer care. They no longer give a fuck what they have said. After all, it's going to be justified or ruled out by VAR. So I think what VAR has done here is it has taken all the power. It has taken all the reasons for referees to make their homework, for referees to prepare for games. There is no need to prepare for a game. There is no need to make your homework. Any mistake you make, you hopefully think it will be justified. So referees are now, are literally now robots, because when a robot makes a mistake, it's the owner that made the program in it. It is not the robot. It is the program. And now, referees all referees in the Premier League have been conditioned to, when we make a mistake, VAR will correct us. When we make a decision, VAR has the final say. There is no independence in decision making. There is no autonomy in decision making. And why then bother have a fucking referee? Why bother have a referee? Just say, whatever happens on the pitch, we'll wait for 2 minutes for VAR to intervene to see whether that is the right decision. Unless otherwise. So let's get into that incident. And it just highlights that point of autonomy that I'm talking about here. The referee is very, very clear, in very, very good range of the action. Odegaard wins the ball back. Listen to me, Man United fans and Arsenal fans. That is not the most legit way of winning the ball back. That is not the cleanest of touches when you want to win the ball back. Because Odegaard, for me, doesn't even get closer to the ball, right? But he doesn't get close to the ball because Eriksen has decided that I will not get in between man and ball, but I'll fall down. So as Odegaard makes contact with Eriksen goes to ground. So he's hoping the referee is going to give some of that easy foul in the middle of the park. The referee is not impressed with that. He says carry on. Because listen, if the referee was impressed, United lost possession, he would have said pull it back. Man United have lost possession. It's not an advantage. Pull it back. But he said, okay, I'm not really impressed with Eriksen. He's gone down too early. There is no harm there. Stand up. I've seen what has happened. Stand up. The problem is Arsenal go and score on the other side. Now, what I don't understand is whether VAR is here to rule out goals or VAR is here to correct clear and obvious errors in the game. Because that was not clear and obvious. That was no need to call, there was no need to call, to pull back, to that incident. No need. Because first and foremost, that doesn't lead to a goal scoring opportunity. It doesn't. The ball is played off Eriksen, and then it goes into the hands of an Arsenal player who then plays it in the reverse direction. There is enough time for Man United players to regroup. There's enough time for Man United players, to stand up. They don't. And because they don't, it is somehow Arsenal to blame, right? It is somehow Arsenal to blame that, a soft foul has caused a goal scoring opportunity. I don't understand how VAR was even sanctioned in this one. To an extent, I'm so disgusted. You know what disgusted me here? If VAR had decided, well, there is a foul there, goal disallowed, okay, that's fine. Is that to the magnitude that the referee has to go to the fucking screen, and it's disgusting. It's a shambles. He goes to the screen for what? I saw that on one incident, one like this, and I was like, not something big. Yeah, I knew when the goal was being checked, I knew it was never going to stand, right? Because the referee always gets instructions from the VAR. They don't have the independence to stand and say, okay, you have said it's this, but I'm sticking to my position, it is this. Whenever VAR sends a referee to the screen, they're literally telling him, this is our point, and this is the reason as to why we have decided to go that. The referee is never gonna overturn, a decision that has been gone with by VAR. And that is what I don't understand. Why does he go to the screen even? It is not a pen. It's not even in the penalty area. It is in the middle of the park, and he's going to the screen to do what? There is no injury. There is nothing there. There is no likelihood of even a yellow card, and he's going to the screen to rule out an Arsenal goal. I was really, really disgusted, and I think that goal should stand. And this is where I disagree, and I hate VAR, because it just changes the trajectory of games. You know, when a game picks up the rhythm, because that game had picked up its rhythm, Man United in possession, Arsenal hitting at the break. It had picked up its rhythm, and VAR just fucks up everything. So, guys, my reason one, referees now, because of VAR, referees do not have that degree of autonomy. They don't have that independence. They don't care. It is kind of a safe zone for referees to create all their havoc, to create all their stupidity, to do all their stupid decisions, and then run back to VAR daddy. Oh, I made a mistake. Can you work it out for me? And VAR, as the big body, is making more mistakes than the referees. How is this happening? I'm really asking myself, how is this happening? How is a guy on a TV trying to rectify the situation, making it worse? So look, I think if referees in this in the Premier League want to become great again, then VAR and the power it has on them should be subsidized. I like the point of I like the point of VARs being scrapped off offsides. I just love it, because at times the calculations don't even make any sense. At times those calculations don't make any sense. He's offside because look, his shot is crossing over the line. They don't make any sense. They're not making any sense. And I think, scrap them from offsides, scrap them from decisions in the middle of the park, unless it's a red card, unless they're checking a goal. I don't know. The power VAR has must be cut drastically. Otherwise, these shambles are going to continue. That is one. And my point number two is, I don't know why, but VAR is creating more errors in match officiation than it should rectify. And this is what I don't understand. I've talked about it before, and I'll say it again. You have four guys with big fucking eyes that do not help them, looking at giant screens, and they have a lot of time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, trying to rectify the situation. And they get it wrong. Four guys get it wrong. And in most cases, the referee has got it right. The referee has definitely got it right, and referee gets and VAR gets it wrong. Now, I agree with Jeopardy. I like Jeopardy, and one of the reasons why I was against the Super League is it lacks Jeopardy. It lacks the element of a surprise relegation, a surprise promotion of a club, but not this kind of engineered. These errors in VAR and football now are engineered. This is corrupt, guys. This is corrupt. There is nothing. It is kind of having one woman and you're sleeping. You're sleeping on an empty stomach, and you go, I will have four now. I'm gonna have four women, and then you eat breakfast when you have a one woman, and no lunch, no supper, and when you marry four others to make it five, the breakfast is gone, no lunch, no supper. There is no value. There is no value. There is no return on investment. And this is my point with VAR. The errors they're making are literally, they literally signify that there is no return on investment. It's a man having 5 wives, no supper, no breakfast, no lunch. Look, that would be the worst situation in your life. And this is what VAR has introduced in this, in this football league. They have created more problems. There is no other way I can explain this apart from being corrupt. I'm sorry. There is no way I can put it. There is no other way. There is no better way apart from being corrupt. There is no other way. It is not justifiable way to tell Kosi, we have one referee and it's making 5 mistakes per 90. Now we have 10 referees, some on the screen, some everywhere, and we're now making 15 mistakes per 90. Are you a fucking shambles? Are you fucking mad? The essence of VAR is to make football a more perfect game. Make football somehow a perfect game. And for me, the element of perfection just kills the emotion in the game. This is not boxing. This is not table tennis where one guy is on one side of the court and the other guy is on the other side of the court, and they're exchanging some small ball that I cannot even see without a microscope. This is football. It's a contact game. It's a physical game. Premier League is a physical age. You don't go down that easily, and you are awarded a penalty. If that was in the penalty area, does Christian Eriksen get a penalty? That's the question. If that was in Arsenal's penalty area, does Christian Eriksen get a penalty? He doesn't, because it happened with Bukayo Saka on Tyrone Mings in midweek. Saka doesn't get a penalty, and you know what? Arsenal don't make a fuss about it. So for me, the magnitude of errors has drastically increased. Someone is paying off these officials, and this is VAR, an economic venture in the game. And how many betting partners has the Premier League now? How many betting partners do these clubs have now? Bet 365 and all these fucking shambles. When you have matchmakers in the game, if you want to minimize errors, this is one of the things you have to do. Just get VAR out of the game, because it's easy to buy off a VAR official. For example, if anyone said Arsenal will win, and 100 million people place the bet that Arsenal will win, why don't I just have a small portion of that money, pay off the VAR officials, and tilt the game in favor of Man United? I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm only saying that, look, if I'm a matchmaker, that's what I would do, because you make it so easy. The league is exposed. VAR is exposing Premier League, and the quality we are claiming comes together with the players, the managers, and the officiation. But the officiation in this league is sickening. It is a shambles. It is satanic. It is barbaric. That is corrupt, and I'm not changing my words there. Point number 3, guys. The inconsistency is too much. The inconsistency with VAR is too much. Okay, there is a difference between, being incompetent and inconsistent, right? Mikel talked about it in his press conference reaction. Watch the video, I've done it. He said in midweek, Tyrone Mings pulls Saka, soft foul. It's not a penalty. Then there is a soft foul on Aaron Ramsdale in the penalty area. It's not given. Then there is a soft foul on Christian Eriksen. It leads to goal, and that somehow is given. The inconsistency of VAR, only highlights that these people do not have the same guidelines they're following. These people do not have the same coaching. They don't have the same training. It is kind of bringing some barbaric fools into that VAR room, and you go, okay, yeah, you know football. You come from Yorkshire. You don't have a link between Liverpool and Everton. You'll be on VAR. It should not be the standard. It should not be the standard. The standard should be that people understand the game, and people understand, there is that foul when a team is in transition, and any player with a defensive midfielder or a centre back or anyone fouls a player while they're in transition in the middle of the park or at the edge of the box. It's always a yellow card. That is the consistency I want to see. That is the consistency I want to see in football officiation. A red card should be a red card. If you have a high boot on a player, on the leg of a player, and that is deemable to be life-threatening, to be career-threatening, send the fool off. I'm okay with that. Even if it's Xhaka, even if it's Odegaard, even if it's Saka, even if it's Martinelli, give him a red card. It is deemable. It has been deemed to be life-threatening. Send him off. But the inconsistency in match officiation, and this is not new. I'm not talking about this campaign when I talk about inconsistency. I'm talking about ever since VAR was introduced. They're so inconsistent. They're very, very inconsistent. They don't have the same decisions. They can't give a similar incident, two results in a single match. They are very, very pathetic. They are so pathetic. I feel sick. I feel disgusted because, I looked at Saka yesterday and the number of fouls that he was trying to draw, and he drew, in that game. In my opinion, I'm like, if you're saying in some of these incidents, it is soft on Saka, right? Saka falls down in the penalty area. I think it is Varane or Malacia. I don't think there is sufficient contact to give a penalty, right? And I think Saka anticipates that Malacia is going to have contact, so Saka goes down early. And that's why the referee says no penalty. I agree with that. It's something that happens with Christian Eriksen. Eriksen feels some little touch before Odegaard has hands on him, and then Eriksen makes the decision, I will go down. There is no foul there. So where is the consistency? Where is this decision has been given in this way, and that is what we will go for. That is, it's because match officiation is kind of, common law. It should be common law. It is common law. One decision that was given on an earlier incident will determine the verdict of the present. It's common law. And I'm so surprised at the level of inconsistency, because it's not even just common law. It's a combination of common law and penalties and everything, because there are stipulated rules and regulations and penalties attached to breaching any of them. And in my opinion, VAR has just jumbled up everything here. We gave a penalty at the St. James's Park. Okay, now today we'll not give a penalty. Why? There should be some consistency. I don't feel it is there. The inaccuracy as well is sickening. The inaccuracy is absolutely sickening. And why I feel that they should be scrapped because of inaccuracy. They have more time to look at the incidents. They have closer looks at the incidents. They have a chance to rewind the incidents. How can you be so inaccurate? That is my question. It's literally having a conversation with someone 1v1, and then someone says, I hate you. And then you literally in your conversation minutes, you say, the guy said he hates my wife. He said he hates you. You're 1v1, you have a closer look, you have a clearer, audio, I don't know. And they have everything, and they're so inaccurate. It's sick. It's absolutely sick. But this is my real reason why I want VAR out of the game. VAR, on top of being inaccurate, on top of being inconsistent, on top of being a shambles, they're doing a bad job, and in that they're taking away moments from players. I was watching Aston Villa, Manchester City, and City were all over Aston Villa. No one expected, even the goal probability from Opta or the Premier League was City 75%. Villa, I don't know what the fuck it was, right? When Villa get a goal, they think, okay, we can do it. and they had got a second goal through Coutinho. And the fact that, it doesn't stand, the fact that Newcastle's goal doesn't stand, the fact that Arsenal's goal doesn't stand, those are moments you're stealing away from these players because you're doing a bad job. It's like being the guy who runs the water pipes in a municipality, and you've gone, okay, I'm going to be the guy supplying you with water, and on every single day your pipes are broken. You're literally making people suffer at the expense of your inaccuracy, at the expense of your incompetence. And that's what I'm talking about. They're stealing moments away from players. They're stealing moments away from fans. They're stealing moments away from managers. And these moments are taken away not rightly so. They're taken away wrongly. I'm sick and tired of that. Let's have a game where the referee can be shot dead because they made a mistake, but not some guys that we don't even see. Or today, Edward Michael Woods is on VAR. The guy loves Leicester City and he has watched the Premier League for 30 years. He deserves to be on VAR. Who the fuck says that? So, guys, for me, VAR should be scrubbed. Those are my reasons. I hope I've made some sense while I spoke about it, but I'm not happy. I'm really, really not happy with the standards of refereeing in this Premier League. It is a good league. It has a lot of quality, but we need to work on the officiation. Follow us on Twitter, Kosi Arsenal. Follow us on YouTube, Kosi's Arsenal Podcast and 90 more. And of course, TikTok, Kosi Talks Football and 90 more. We'll see you very, very soon.